are new to this, I'll tell you, please make sure you have your stop loss above the strong high. Have it above strong high. Because the problem with this is once you have a tight stop loss like this, sometimes the market will wick you out and then fall. So you're falling into victim just like these traders. Okay, so if you have it above the strong high, there's a very little chance of you getting stopped out. Okay, but I know the risk to reward will not be that good. Like the stop loss will be big, but yeah, if you want an increased win rate, put your stop loss above strong high. Place your stop loss above strong high, you'll see what happens. Okay, so yeah, from internal range liquidity, where do we target? External range liquidity. Okay, so yeah, then it could come down, might react from these areas, might consolidate. Why? Because there are people who wanted to buy it here, right?
Yeah.
And then this. See that? This is what would happen. So the best thing to do is take your entry above the pool of liquidity, from above the pool of liquidity. Okay, can you understand this scenario? I hope it's clear. You understand this, right? A simple example.
Yeah.
Okay, what? Yeah, the only thing what I wanted to show you was this setup right here. Okay, this, this. This is what happens. Okay, and about the POIs. You understand that, right? Resistance, support, SPR, RBS, whatever. Okay, you can call it open close levels, support and resistance, order blocks, breakers, rejection blocks, all of them refer to the same thing. Okay, but something like that. And then same thing in a bullish market. And yeah, I showed you a practical example of this stuff, right? You saw how the market was creating high highs and higher lows. Everyone will
Yeah.
be expecting a higher low from here. So they're buying it here. But we enter where? From where they place their stop loss at, like this. And then we target the external range liquidity. Okay,
Can we do a ping pong stuff?
you can do ping pong stuff, but trust me, once you do the ping once you do that stuff with your live account, you'll be frustrated. You'll be stressed.
Oh,
Okay, because think of it, you're like, why did you choose trading? That is to live a stress-free life, right? Just to live freely,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So if you are glued to the charts trying to look for trades all day, like all day, where's that freedom? So why would you want to do this ping pong stuff, right? Just one or two trades a day. If you manage to get a proper trade, I'll show you a very consistent setup that plays out during the London session. Okay, that will be our signature setup. Okay, that will be the textbook setup that we're gonna trade all the time. Okay, so for that, you have to be active during the London session. Okay, you'll have to be active during the London session. And yeah, I'm pretty sure you can be active during the London session, right? What's that? That's 12:30 p.m. our time. Okay, so we can like sleep until at around 10 a.m. and still come to the charts and take a trade during the London session. So that's the thing. Like we live in the
Yeah.
best zone to trade with the time we are.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we can trade London and New York, both of them very easily. But for the ones that are
Yeah.
in London, they can't trade the New York session. For the ones that are in New York, they can never trade the London session because why? That's around 3 a.m. their time. Okay, so that's the thing. We are in the best times to trade. So I'll show you something that plays out very consistently during the London session, and let's go along with that. Okay, so don't get into that ping pong stuff. Just forget it completely because it's very stressful. I've done that, and no, don't do that. Okay, we'll just focus on one setup a day. If we get that, we're out. We're done for the day. Okay, so that's how you can build the consistency. So yeah, you understand these setups, right? I hope it's clear. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, now I'll show you that setup I told you about that plays out during the London session. Okay, so yeah, from the previous videos, I have gone through it a bit. Okay, but I'll show you today. Let's go through it deeply. Okay, let's talk about that deeply. Okay, but before that, just give me one moment. I'll have some water and come. Okay, give me a second. Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me, bro? Yeah. Okay. So now let's talk about that London Open setup I told you about. Okay, so for that you have to understand Asia. Okay, you have to understand about Asia because now you would have seen that most of the time Asia does not move a lot, right? Asia does not
Yeah.
move a lot, right? I'll tell you what to do if it moves a lot. Okay, but most of the time what happens is Asia just consolidates, right? Like it's in a consolidation phase. So let's say this right here was the Asian session, like this. Yeah, let's say this is Asia. Now what happens? Now there are these breakout traders, right, who are expecting moves like this. In case if the market breaks above the Asian high, they're expecting the whole day to be a bullish day.
Bullish.
Okay, same thing. If it breaks below the Asian low, they're expecting the whole day to be a bearish day.
Bearish.
Okay, so this is what they're expecting. So what they do is above the Asian high, they place buy stops. Okay, below the Asian low, they place sell stops. Because why? Either way, it doesn't matter where the market will go, they think they can make the money. Okay, they think they can make the money. But now there's smart money, right? There's smart money. So what will they do? They know that there's a pool of liquidity resting above this high. Okay, they know that there's a pool of liquidity resting above and below the Asian high. So what they do is, now remember, Asia always ends at the New York midnight time. I'll tell you the times that I use because what's the date today? It's the 6th, right? Yeah. So from today
Yeah.
onwards, New York, like US, also will change their times. Okay, so
Oh,
for like I'll tell you. Let's talk about timing once we get into charts. Okay, so from today they're changing, like the daylight savings time will change. Okay, so from today New York's kill zone will be at 5:30 p.m. New York session will be at 6:30 p.m. Okay, so it goes forward by 1 hour till I think March or May. I do not remember. Okay, so let's talk about that later. But yeah, now Asia ends at the New York midnight time. And after the New York midnight time, what happens is it might, yeah, do something like this. What is that? The false run in the opposite direction, or is the Judas swing, right? The Judas swing.
yeah.
Now, what happens? Everyone starts to buy this, right? Like, because you can see this happening all the time. Trend lines are forming. Okay. Maybe these bullish trend lines are forming, or else maybe order blocks are forming. Okay. Because why? Everyone would say that, okay, there we go, breakout structure. So let's expect a move like this. So it makes sense, right? This is what everyone would expect. But what happens is when the market opens above Asia, okay, so remember for this setup, the main thing we're focusing on is timing. Okay, timing. We're going to use time and price because everyone talks about time and price, right? But no one knows how to use it. Okay, so today I'll tell you how to use time and price properly. Okay, so timing properly. So because time is very important. So what happens? It goes up. So if the market opens above Asia during London kill zone or London Open, what can we expect? Boom, for it to reverse. Okay, so what we do is above the Asian high, we look for a higher time frame point of interest where London kill zone or London could get into. Okay, London kill zone or London could get into. So because what makes this a high quality point of interest is the Asian highs liquidity. Okay, and remember, one important thing to note is that you're not just going to randomly sell above Asia or buy below Asia. No, this will be a very high probability setup to go with when the overall trend, or is when the major trend is what? Bearish. Can you understand that? Okay, you're not just going to
Yeah.
randomly buy below Asia. Okay, or sell above Asia. When the market is bullish, are you going to sell above Asia? No. Okay, so you're going to just don't fight the trend. Okay, because as the saying goes, the trend is your friend, right? You have to go with the
Yeah.
trend, not against it. Whenever you try to go against it, it will knock you out. Okay, so you must try to go with the trend itself. So when the market is bearish, this will be a very consistent setup to go with during the London session. Okay, during the London session, this will be a very consistent setup to go with. Okay, so this will be the first type of setup. I'll show you examples. I'll show you so many examples, then you will understand. But you understand this, right? You understand the logic behind what's happening in here. Okay, so that
Yeah.
is what we would do. And same thing in a bullish market. Okay, so what would happen? Now, after the New York midnight time, the market might start to calm down. So what happens? Everyone would expect a bearish day, right? Everyone would expect a bearish day. Maybe trend lines are forming like this, or maybe order blocks are forming in here, supply zones are forming here. Everyone is expecting this to happen. But are we expecting that? No, when everyone is expecting a bearish day, we know that since London has opened below Asia, this was a manipulation, so we can expect it to fly up. Okay, we can expect it to fly up. So once again, what makes this a high quality point of interest is the Asian lows
Liquid.
liquidity. Okay, And another thing to note is that you're not just going to randomly buy below Asia. You're going to do this when the overall trend is what? Bullish. Okay. When the market is in an uptrend. Okay. When the
Yeah.
market is in an uptrend, this is when you look for this setup. Can you understand that? This is when you look for this
Yeah.
setup. Like when, let's say the market is bearish. Can you just randomly expect this to happen? No. Okay,
No.
try to ride the trend itself. Never try to go against it. Okay, so this will be the first type of setup. You understand this, right? Because I have talked about this during the previous sessions too, but today let's go deeply into it. Okay, I'll show you how to use this in combination with the ranges. Okay, I'll show you. So you get this, right? So this will be the first type of setup
Yeah.
to go with during the London session. Now that's another type of setup. Okay, there is another type of setup. So something like this. Let's say Asia has done this. What has Asia done? Created a strong low. Can you see that? Asia has
Yeah.
created, I'll show you examples. Okay, so these are just drawings. I'll show you examples that way you'll understand. Okay, so what has Asia done? Asia has taken out liquidity and broken structure. So what did we do when Asia wasn't strong? When Asia was consolidating, we were expecting London to take out Asia, right? We wanted London
Yeah.
to take out Asia, a manipulation of Asia. But remember, when Asia is strong, can we expect London to take it out? No. Okay, when
No.
Asia is strong, remember, keep this in mind. Okay, when Asia is strong, specifically on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, on the 4-hour time frame, an order block or else a rejection block will be created. Okay, on the 4-hour time frame, an order block or else a rejection block will be created. Okay, so an order block could be here, a rejection block could be here. So what London Killzone or London Open does is it's not going to do this. They're not going to do this. Once again,
Yeah.
remember for this setup too, we're focusing on timing. Okay, London Killzone or London Open will come into either one of these zones and then go up, give you a continuation of this bullish move. Can you understand? So this right here, this mitigation happens during London Killzone or London Open. I'll show you examples. Okay, so like what I personally do is when there are 2 or more POIs, from the top zones, I'll be waiting for a confirmation entry. So what's the confirmation entry? 50-minute time frame is the lowest time frame I use. I want to see price getting into this level and breaking structure on the 50-minute. Okay, if the 50-minute gives me a breakout structure, I'll be willing to take the confirmation entry like this. Okay, but if it fails, if it does not give me any reaction, I'll directly buy it from the bottom point of interest, from the extreme one, like this. Can you understand that? So always remember, when
Yeah.
there are 2 or more POIs, you're not just going to set buy limits on every one of them. No, okay. You like from the top ones, you wait for reactions, you wait for confirmations. But if price is not giving you any confirmation, we're buying it from the extreme point of interest right away. Okay, so this will be the second type of setup. So remember, this mitigation must happen during London Kill Zone or London Open. Can you understand that? Okay, so it must happen
Yeah.
at that time of the day. I'll show you examples. Okay, so this will be the second type of setup. You get it, right? Okay, that's right. And here, same thing in here. When Asia creates a strong high, you're not going to expect London to run above Asia or below Asia and do all that stuff. No. Instead, I told you, when Asia creates a strong high, go to the 4-hour time frame. Okay, on the 4-hour time frame, an order block or else a rejection block will be created. Okay, so what London Killzone or London Open does is it comes back up, mitigates that point of interest, and does not manipulate Asia. It mitigates Asia and then give you a continuation of this bearish move. Can you understand that? Okay, so when there are 2 or more POIs, I told you, from the bottom one, you wait for a breakout structure on a lower time frame, a break like this. If you get this, you get the confirmation entry, or else you sell it from the top point of interest right away. Okay, so this will be the second type of setup. Can you understand that? Hope it's clear. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the next thing, when there is news, okay, when there's news during the New York session, like high impact news like FOMC or as NFP or these ISM services or something, or CPI, PPI or something like that, you can't expect London to do the major move. Okay, remember that very well. When there is news, you cannot expect this to happen. Asia and London. You can't expect London to do this when there is news. Can you understand? Because when there is news, news makes the major move of the day. Okay, news or is the New York
Yeah.
Open is going to do the major move of the day. So what normally happens is, when there is news in a bearish market, Asia might consolidate, London might shoot up, don't worry, it will also consolidate. Okay, it will also consolidate. And then like they're building up liquidity like this, and then news will do this. Can you understand that? So something like this is what happens when there is news. Asia, London, New York. I'll show you examples. I'll show you examples of all of this. Okay, so can you understand this? This is what would happen.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what would happen when there is news. And same thing in a bullish market. Okay, so Asia might do this. You're not going to expect London to take out Asia and then fly, because why? There is high impact news. Okay, London will also lose its momentum, mess around. New York is the one that's going to give you the major move. Okay, so this will be the third one. Okay, so this is not that important, because if you fear trading news, don't even look into it. Okay, just stay out. But yeah, this is what would happen. This is what would happen. Can you understand this? Okay, hope it's clear.
Yeah.
And then finally, when Asia is trending, okay, remember when Asia is trending, like without creating any strong highs or lows, let's say Asia is moving a lot, because you know that, right? When the market opens, so many manipulations happen. If Asia is moving too much, like once you come into the charts, you'll see that, right? If Asia has moved a lot, no. If Asia has moved too much, stay out of the charts, because that day's London open setup or the London kill zone setup will not be that clear. Okay, it will not be that clear, because sometimes London might do this, sometimes it might do this, sometimes it might do this. We have no idea what London is going to do. Okay, so when Asia is moving too much, just stay out. Just pick some other pair if you really want to trade. Okay, because London setup will not be that clear. Okay, so these will be the different type of setups that we're going to deal with. Okay, I'll show you examples. So you get this, right? You get this. And
Yeah.
the reason I tell you to trade London kill zone or London open is because remember, mainly for GBP USD and Euro USD, London kill zone or London open has the most chances of making the high or the low of the day. Can you understand that? Like, for example, if you manage to get in on a trade like this during London open, 95% of the time, this will be the high of the day. So, like,
Yeah.
what are the perks of catching the high of the day? You're in profits for the next 24 hours, right? Okay, so
Yeah.
that would be something like intraday to intra-week trades. Okay, so something like this. So remember, when the market is bullish, when the market is bearish, if you like manage to get in on a sell from above Asia, you can expect it to be the high of the day, because London kill zone or London open sets the high or the low of the day. If there is no news, okay, remember that very well. So same thing in here. If you manage to get in on trade like this when the market is bullish without news, 95% of the time you have gotten in on the low of the day. Okay, so something like that. So you get this, right? Now I'll show you examples. Yeah, even news, what did it do? What's that? A manipulation of Asia, and boom, started flying. Okay, so this day I did have a setup. Okay, I did have a proper setup, but I did not take it because timing wasn't that good. Right above Asia. Okay, yeah, not here. Right above Asia, what can you see? What is this? Open, close level, rejection blocks.
Yeah.
See that? Okay, so look at the reaction from this. Okay, look at the reaction from this level. I had it marked out, but if London, like we had news too, so I did not want to take the trade. I had this zone marked out, did not think it would play out, but look at what happened. Okay, whoa, there it comes into the Asian low. Can you see that? So ignore this move. Okay,
Yeah.
like yeah, we couldn't get in on the buy. Let that go, because you don't have to get in on the major move every day to like make money, right? If you just get in on a sell like this and then have proper targets, you're done. Like this. So let's say you sold it here. Let's say you sold it here with maybe a 5 pip stop loss. And you targeted the Asian low. You have 100 pips. What more do we need, right? 100 pips. Okay, so a move like that. Okay, so let's see some move. This day, of course, I have no idea what happened. Let it go. Okay, let it go, because we had news coming. Okay, we had news coming, but at the time when news was coming, London has dropped so much. See that? So we can't expect news to just suddenly do this, like run above Asia and then fall. Okay, so just stay out. Look at this one. What happened here? Asia. Look at these London highs. Never went above Asia. Why? We have high impact news coming during the New York session.
Yeah.
So who made the high of the day? News. Okay, this was
Yeah.
FOMC. Okay, this was FOMC. So when this happens during news, you will know what happens. Okay, this is what happens all the time. Shoots up and then it comes down. Okay, why is it coming down? Because the market is bearish due to the major breakout structure. Okay, and yeah, I told you, right? What happens? What happens when there is news? I told you Asia will do this, London will do this. News will do this. I told you, right? Look at this.
Yeah.
Asia